The Malaysian government has taken bold steps to embrace sustainable development through the application of green technologies that offer vast opportunities in economic regeneration, innovation, and wealth creation. The transformation of the economy to be driven by green technology has been spelled out as the main agenda under the National Green Technology Policy, which was launched in July 2009. Various programs have been implemented to promote the application and development of green technology.
In accelerating the growth of the green technology sector, Green Tech Catalyst Sdn Bhd, under the Malaysian Green Technology Corporation Group, continues to facilitate the creation of green businesses through the utilization of the Green Technology Financing Scheme, or popularly known as the GTFS. The scheme, of which the financing comes from the banks and financial institutions, was introduced by the Ministry of Energy, Green Technology and Water back in 2010, with financing approval of a target of 3.5 billion ringgit. The GTFS offers successful applicants an attractive rebate of 2% per annum on the interest or profit rate charged by financial institutions, and a government guarantee of 60% of the green cost of the finance amount, thus lowering financing costs and at the same time providing an easier access to financing to grow their green business. At Green Tech Catalyst, our role is to pre-assess and verify green projects eligible to participate in the scheme prior to them securing funds from the financing institutions. Set to end in 2017, since its inception in 2010, the GTFS, as at July 2016, has successfully approved a total of 243 green projects amounting to about 2.79 billion ringgit.
The Green Technology Financing Scheme was established to promote investments in the green technology sector, which is regarded as one of the emerging drivers of economic growth for the country. This financing scheme aims to improve the preconditions for banks and financial institutions to finance viable green technology projects. It provides credit enhancements and financial incentives to address challenges for green businesses in obtaining bank financing. The evolution of renewable energy over the past decade has surpassed all expectations. Global installed capacity and production from all renewable technologies have increased substantially.
Saipat Resources Berhad started its business approximately 15 years ago. Today, sustainable development is the order of the company. Our core businesses are renewable energy, green technology, as well as environmental management solutions. What motivates us is basically the following. Number one is for the preservation of the environment, which eventually shall benefit the population at large. And thirdly is the policies that the government has already implemented. The challenges that we face during the implementation of the projects are the unfamiliar territory of green technology that the company, or that rather the country, has embarked into. The first one is from the point of view of local authorities as well as the financial institutions. Well, from the technical point of view, we had to work obviously first with companies which has done similar projects like this overseas. As we all know that renewable energy projects in Malaysia are something new. So we had to cooperate or have ventures with large corporations or tier 1 suppliers in order for us to have strong backup or technical expertise in developing the technical aspects of the project. Secondly, we had to work with suppliers who has good track record, which can support us. And once we overcome these challenges, technically and also financially, we can, how shall I say, move through this project. GTFS helped us in terms of reducing our cost of development, which has helped us a lot moving forward for this project.
Gading Kencana was established in 1993. We only take this company and make it full force in 1999. In renewable energy, we started with solar garden light and then solar street lighting, and then we moved into solar rural internet services, and then we do solar off-grid system. Then we get a chance to do a solar hybrid system for Ministry of Education, and later on when government implement solar feed-in tariff, that's the time when we bring the company up to the highest level. So we learn about solar technology from the Surya 1000 program, and we learn and we see how the German company make money, convert new renewable energy into a large industry to make it big. So from there, we believe we can do it, and we take the challenge to transform Gading Kencana from a small company into a medium-sized company. During the implementation of the project, the biggest challenge that we faced was the financing from the bank. And then number two, the technology, because the land that we bought was smaller than what we expect. And number three was to cope with the local authority. But I believe the biggest challenge was the financing from the banks. We took 1 year to talk to 7 banks, and all the banks turned us down without even looking at our proposal seriously. But when the Green Tech Corporation gives to us the Green Tech financing scheme, the certificate really bring us up to a certain level that the bank cannot afford to turn us down. With the 60% guarantee and 2% discount on the interest rate, that make our proposal more viable and make our cash flow more steady. So GTFS is the product, is the right product that ever designed to suit our requirement. With GTFS, it enhances our cash flow position and it enhances our company stability when we deal with a big bank. I must say, without GTFS, there will be no Gading Kencana as big as today. And I would like to express my sincere and heartfelt thanks to the government and to the Malaysia Green Tech Corporation for developing such a suitable product that is required and needed by all SMEs to expand their business from small to large.
The waste and water sector is poised to become a major contributor in reducing carbon emissions in the country. The business opportunities in this sector are abound, and access to funding is of paramount importance. The Green Technology Financing Scheme serves the needs of businesses in deploying innovative and low-carbon technologies in waste management, contributing to the call for a more sustainable development.
We are manufacturing 100% recycled paper. It is a brown paper actually. We are making boxes. We are third largest in Malaysia actually. And since 1992, we start production. Until today, it is in total 700 ton per day of our finished product, which is we need around 900 ton per day of raw material. In 2010, we have new project PM2 as approached by the government, that is the PTM, the project calling Green Tech. So we joined the government approach, which is GTFS. We take the opportunity to gear up our PM3 project. Yep. What we did is implementing of the energy saving project. It is in electrical department especially. What we did is installing the high efficiency motors, installing the VSD, variable speed inverter, to all the pumps in PM3 as well, upgrading the wastewater treatment plant, which is before we upgrading, the capacity is 18,000 metric ton per day. Then after the upgrading, we increased to the 25,000 metric ton per day. With this new wastewater treatment, we have better quality, higher volume, of course, overall benefit to the energy efficiency as well to the Pasco paper. The major success is implementing the power saving actually in our company and overall to the Malaysia actually. As the government approach us to keep on make power saving in the industry, we take the challenge, and then in our company we are continuously do and practice power saving. And this project, with the support by 100% by GTFS, we managed to reduce our consumption of electricity to our product. But now we manage around 500 kilowatt hour per ton of paper. I mean, there's a lot of saving, around 20 to 30% actually.
Sihao Global is a subsidiary of Intraco Holding. Okay, we are the largest producer of plastic pellets in Malaysia and Southeast Asia. We use virgin material as well as plastic recycled material to produce plastic pellets. So this is our core business, and this is what we do. When we come across the incentive offered by the government through the Green Tech program to make use of on the waste management. So we've been using recycled material to make plastic pellets. So we thought that this is a very good scheme from the government, and we immediately applied for this Green Tech certifications to finance our projects to manufacture plastic pellets using recycled material. Our process basically involves the recycled material that is thrown away by consumers on a daily basis. This material has been collected, segregated, and crushed into scraps. They are being delivered to us, and then we have a system to process this scrap and make into plastic pellets. And our plastic pellets is to replace the timber pellets that is being manufactured using raw timber that people harvest from cutting trees. So we think that this is very green, and it is good to work with Green Tech to implement this project. Financing is not a very big challenge for us. We find that it's easy to get approval from Green Tech, and it's easy to get financing. Normally we submit our paper early so that we can meet the time frame. Definitely the Green Tech scheme is helping us to finance our these recycling projects with the cheaper finance, with the incentive from the financial scheme. we become more competitive, and hence we are able to substitute wooden pallets and also export to other countries. Under the Green Tech scheme, this has helped us to grow, and as part of this project is to recycle the plastic waste material that is being disposed of by the public. So I hope the public can join in to segregate their waste before they dispose, so that this waste can be used for recycling, and it will end up going into making of these wonderful products to serve the Malaysian industries.
Maju Intan Biomass Energy is a waste-to-energy facility which was specifically built to burn EFB or empty fruit bunches to produce electricity and sold to Tenaga under a 16-year PPA contract or power purchase agreement. It uses biomass, and the biomass is empty fruit bunches from the palm oil waste facilities that we take from over 20 facilities within Teluk Intan area. The motto of Maju Intan Biomass is "Green is where we go," and that's why we felt that going green is the wave of the future. We wanted to help the environment, we wanted to help the local economy, we wanted to help the local situation where there's a lot of waste that can be used to turn into energy, and that's why we decided to come into what is called green energy. One of the biggest challenges is to be able to overcome what we call the pioneering status, because we were one of the first to be able to build this as an independent power producer. Basically, there was no framework. SEDA was still trying to come up with its framework, its blueprint, and we were trying to help them understand what it takes to bring investors and to bring the right technologies together to be able to make these projects a success. So financing was one of the issues that we faced. Also being able to find a location where we had the right amount of fuel source and fuel supply, and those were the two of the major challenges that we had to overcome. GTFS definitely provides a part of the solution for the financing, and GTFS actually subsidized some of the financing costs that we get from Maybank, and that actually helps us lower our operational costs. As you know, this business is actually a very simple business because we get our revenues for 16 years at a very consistent rate. How we control our costs is very important. So GTFS provides us to control part of that cost, and part of that cost is financing cost. There are many factors that will cause a project to be successful, and one of the factors is obviously the financing. And because GTFS was so crucial in providing part of that financing solution, it is one of the points, I would say, one of the key success factors that contributed to the successful implementation, financing, and operation of Maju Intan Biomass. One of the things that I would like to be able to share about Maju Intan is that we are more than happy to be able to open up our plant for people who are interested to come and learn, promote and progress renewable energy in Malaysia, to use us as a R&D center. And also we would like to be able to be known as the icon of the renewable energy in Malaysia.
Our company producing biomass from palm industry and wood industry. And then our duty is to recycle and turn into biomass for the world to use. That's why we really need to come up with this plant. Because in Malaysia itself, there are many raw materials. especially we are #1 producer of oil. The waste is a lot, ample of waste. Wood, you just imagine, the wood is a lot until they have to burn in the evening around 6 to 7 o'clock. They just burn it. That is our money. What motivates me? This is also my passion. Yeah. My passion is actually to build this up as a model that all our Malaysians will be aware that this waste, in fact, can turn into energy, and this energy will turn into a revenue. The challenges that I have gone through is enormous. I almost give up. I had done my R&D for the last 5 years. I spent millions. That is my personal money. And today, the world is accepting my product. GTFS has tried its very best. GTFS has tried its utmost best for this industry to move. So I have constantly communicated with GTFS to tell them don't give up. We have to pursue and continue. I believe the government will understand that. GTFS has occasionally give us a certificate to expand. They want us to expand as much as possible so that we have enough volume for the world needs. If not, then the situation would be not encouraging and not improving. So GTFS has really put an effort and have several occasions discussed with me and how to improve and how to upgrade and so on. We pray and hope, because I don't know what it's going to be in the future. We pray and hope that this industry will grow, and then to guide the people who want to go to this industry. They can come and see me, they can Google us, and we love to educate them. Yeah, the world really needs this, because they know how serious is our world today. It's no good, it's bad. So I have to do something for the future of our children again.
Transportation accounts for 20% of global energy use, and passenger vehicles are responsible for 10% of energy-related carbon dioxide emissions, which primarily involves fossil fuels burned for road, rail, air, and marine transportation.
MDEC is a design and integration company doing specialized vehicles. Our customers are the Army and the Fire Rescue Department. Being in the automotive industry, it is only natural to recognize that the electric vehicle is the future. That is why we venture into the electric bus industry. Our first electric bus project was with Sunway BRT. And for the project, what we did was that we built and Prasarana pay us upon completion of the buses. However, the one that we are doing now is actually build, maintain, and operate the bus. So in essence, what we do is that we deliver the bus and we maintain the bus, but Panorama Melaka, they pay us rent on a daily basis. And it is very much different than the one that we did with Prasarana. This is the first electric bus project on a long-term rental basis for on-the-road application. Not only that we have to deal with a new technology, we also have to deal with a new kind of a business model. To top it off, we had the currency depreciation issue earlier on in the project. So what happened is that we went around looking at different manufacturers from around the world, trying to understand a little bit more on the electric bus and trying to find the best cost-effective solutions without compromising on the quality and the needs of the customer. Because it is a project that deals with new technology, which is the electric vehicle, dealing with public transport, and on a long-term rental basis, it is a project without precedent. So financing is definitely an issue because the two elements that banks and the financial institutions are looking at are the security of the project as well as the viability of the projects. GTFS, with the two major elements, which is the credit guarantee corporations on the 60% on the amount of the financing as well as the 2% interest rate rebate, definitely help in terms of giving comfort to the financial institution in terms of security as well as increasing the project viability. The success of the project is in bringing green urban transportation system, which is the electric bus, into the public market. This cannot be realized without the visions and the guts of the Malacca State Government as well as the support and initiative from the federal government through initiatives like GTFS.
The building sector, comprising the property and construction industry, is responsible for the indirect emission of greenhouse gases as a result of material production used in construction and on an ongoing basis due to energy consumption and waste disposal. The use of environmentally friendly building materials and resources would ultimately lead to the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions.
Aman Jaya Specialist Centre is a 108-bedded private specialist hospital located in Sungai Petani, Kedah. This iconic project is the first green hospital in Malaysia been awarded the GBI Silver rating. In this hospital, we have embraced various options of green technology in its design, in its material use, as well as during the construction period. The reason why we wanted to go green is because I think there is a need for us to build a hospital which is energy efficient as well as a low maintenance in the long term. We also understand that green hospital do enhance patient recovery and it will also increase our marketability in the community. Obviously, building a first green hospital in Malaysia is always full of challenges, especially in terms of its design. We see whether it can fulfill the safety requirement of the regulation, whether it is cost effective, and whether we can build a green hospital which is between our budget. This is where the Green GTFS come in. We are very grateful to this fund, and I think this fund has acted as a catalyst for us to achieve our dream of building the first green hospital in Malaysia. Green hospital is something which is practical, viable, and we can also see is cost effective in the long run. The industry should not be afraid to embrace green technology in this healthcare industry in this country as a whole. We have achieved what we wanted to. Today we find that our utilities bills are very much lower compared to our other established hospitals. We feel that our patients and our staff are happy with the environment that they are working in, and we have actually shows to the people that going green is actually the way forward in this country. The availability of GTFS actually provides some bridging loan to us because a lot of financial institutions in the early parts are not keen to finance what is at that time never be tested kind of a project. So the GTFS has comes in, and with the GTFS, a lot of financial institutions are more than willing to help us in financing the rest of the component of the hospital construction. And for that, we are very, very grateful to GTFS.
With green growth expected to take center stage in the socio-economic development of Malaysia, businesses in the green technology sector are expected to benefit from increased opportunities, enhanced skilled workforce, and greater financing options.
The GTFS has thus far successfully contributed to the expansion of green businesses in Malaysia over the years and has provided sufficient information and track record for financial institutions and investors to work on. As at to date, I'm very happy to see a total of 26 banks and financial institutions are participating in the scheme. My wish is that post-2017, when the scheme ends, the banks and financial institutions will have their own dedicated green financing portfolio, coming up with their own green financing schemes. Ultimately, the shift from having to depend on government subsidies to private sector-led investment is what we envision to ensure the sustenance of the green technology sector.